In this video, I'm going to show you the way into Kun-Lai Summit. It can be a little bit tricky to find, and along the way, I'll also show you where the black market auction house is at. As you can see on the map, I am currently in the area called Grassy Cline, which is part of the Valley of the Four Winds zone. Just before the path is a flight master. Make sure you pick up her flight path. I'm going to mount up and show you the way up. This is the path through the mountains. It's quite a bit of a walk. At least the music is pretty. It's actually called the Veiled Stair, the Path of 100 Steps. There are several turns, some of which can be pretty sharp. As you go further up the mountain, the less pretty it gets. Here especially is one of those quick turns. But just here is a curious little area called the Tavern of the Mist. There's a couple of interesting points right here. First off, there's a flight master. Make sure you get his flight path. Up through this way is an inn, and here's Raffion. This is the last black dragon. This is where we probably will need to go to interact with him for the legendaries. I don't know if you've heard, but there may be one legendary for every single class, which is pretty cool. I'm going to mount up and show you this other little area over here. Up this hill, into this little hut, here's the black market auction house. You can talk to Madame Goya, and she will have several items that you can buy for outrageous amounts of gold.
Keep your eyes and
definitely a place for people who play the other auction houses to spend their money. Just as a quick note, there's two paths here, one that's going lower and one that goes higher. The higher path leads to the Terrace of the Endless Spring, and that is one of the starter raids in this expansion. So heading along the bottom path, the Spring Road it's called, a couple of animal bones, looking kind of desolate. Oops. All the way through this way, we get to a river and a panda and a grummy. And as you approach, the panda says, "Hey there, I don't think you want to go down the tunnel on foot. The Surrak are out in force today and are mighty territorial." So if you talk to him, he says, "Going to Kun-Lai? Hop on the boat and I'll give you a ride." It also seems to be the starter for one of the scenarios, so that's cool. So right here's his boat. You gotta get pretty close, almost in the water. And you right click, and you'll start on a little ride down the river. Through a pretty cool tunnel. As you can see, somebody's taking a flight path through here. You definitely don't want to go on foot through this tunnel, at least not for the first time you run into it, because all the Surrak in the area are level 90. So be careful if you happen to be going by through foot. The panda and the grummy have an interesting little funny little conversation as you're riding along. I'm not reading it because it's a little bit too fast for me to say. I'll get tongue-tied. These Surrak definitely attacked me as I was running back through the tunnel the first time I went through here. So it's definitely not, safe to do. You could probably come through here at level 90 and completely blow them away. I'm not 100% sure. So we're almost at the end here. That is the way into Kun-Lai Summit. When you first come through here, you will see that the village you are about to visit is under attack. As a matter of fact, the panda is going to tell us here that in just a second. Binan village is under attack. Oh no, help these people. Most of them are farmers and not fighters. So you get dropped off here. Fortunately, you can't take the boat back through the river, but that's alright, because over here, along the riverbed, is another flight master. So you can get her flight path, and then head back down through the tunnel, and all the way back through to the Valley of the Four Winds. But there's an also curious thing over here. Let me mount up and show you. This is the second place that you can buy armor if you happen to be leveling through dungeons and don't have strong armor yet, or you want to buy armor for a spec that you're currently not questing in. And all you do is you come over here to talk to this panda that's wailing away on the anvil. It is the Metal Paw, and he is a supplier of adventuring supplies. And you right click him, and you see a bunch of armor set for your class, and you can also pick which spec you are currently looking for. So I'm an elemental shaman, so I'm going to select elemental. And now he'll only show me gear that's well itemized for an elemental shaman. I'm not 100% sure if this armor is what's going to be final in the game. It kind of looks like really basic vanilla armor. And especially because my druid is currently wearing this level 87 armor, and it looks much better than this. So I don't think this is the final armor models, or I think this may be the models, but not the textures. I'm not sure. I sure hope it looks nicer. I don't want to be wielding a stick with a big long nail in it. But as you can see, it also includes a weapon, a shield for shamans, or elemental, or resto shamans, and probably for paladins as well. There's one trinket, which provides spirit, and it says your healing and damage spells have a chance to gain 1,323 critical strike for 20 seconds. It's not the most fantastic trinket, but if you needed one, it's there. And it also only gives you one ring, but from what I can see, you can equip it twice. So that's the way into Kun-Lai Summit, and you can start questing in this area at level 87. Thanks for watching. You can visit my blog at solarbloom.org, and you can follow me on Twitter at solarbloomdruid.